Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 008. 8 weeks we've been doing this, guys, and it's been a great journey. We are here to bring you guys some good entertainment, bring you guys some good news, some good word, and just spend time with you guys today. It's beautiful and rainy, kind of like sounds a little ironic, but we are here on a rainy Friday afternoon. But hey, listen, thank you for tuning in, and we're happy that you guys are here. As always, let's bring out the panel real quick. We have a special guest today that's going to be joining us throughout the whole show, Director of Bridge 12, Rangeli. Everybody give a shout out to Rangeli. What's up, man?
What's going on? What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me.
All right, and we have Leslie from Bridge North Elizabeth,
What's up, people? Good to see you guys. Well, almost, kind of.
Christina from Bridge Amora,
Woo! We got a lot of 12 in here today.
You heard?
and the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain,
You okay?
William Hartz. What's going on, man?
Hello, this is episode number 8. I was saying before, this is our Gary Carter episode. Let's go Mets.
Hey, that's my boy.
Right there.
Whoever
1986,
that is.
1986 World Series championship catcher, Gary Carter, number 8.
1986, a good year. Not only did the Mets win the World Series, my wife was born. So
Sorry.
Big year for you.
big year. Well, guys, man, today is May 8th, episode 8. Isn't that funny? I just peeped that.
Oh, that's
Oh.
And Rangeli is covering for Raul for the week. So, Rangeli, what is the Bridge news for the week?
So as for Bridge news, schools are still closed, unfortunately. So that also means that Bridge is still closed. As you guys know, if all schools are closed, then Bridge is closed as well. As for BYMC, it's still postponed up till at least autumn, September. That's what we have it to. So as of right now, that is your news as far as Bridge and BYMC goes, guys.
Sounds good. And we have other news that we're going to be talking about that is happening around the world. The one and only Leslie. What's happening around the world?
Hey, guys. So this week, Governor Murphy, now that everyone knows who our governor is, told us that the rest of the school year is closed. We're still going to be learning online, and unfortunately, you guys won't be able to go back to school. And I know some of you guys think this is a great thing. Some of you guys are really sad about this, and it's bittersweet. You know, you want to be with your friends. You might not want to be in school, like learning and stuff, but you want to be with your friends. And we know this is really sad, especially for you seniors. So drop a comment below. Tell us how you feel. And in other news, but we have a perk to that. Our former president, Mr. Obama, as I was saying before, is
That's my president.
he's going to be doing our commencement speech for you seniors. So it's going to be him and some other people that he's getting together to do this. It's going to be on May 16th, so look out for that. Christina actually had a live commencement speech by him in what year?
Oh my God, 2016? Yeah, 2016. Wow, it's been 4 years since I've graduated college.
How was that speech? Do you remember it?
Oh man, Obama is fire. He's fire on TV and he's fire in real life. And when he came out, everybody was like, "Wow!"
So that's gonna be super dope. So at least you guys have that. You know, on May 16th, look out for it. I'm sure they'll be posting it. I don't have a link.
You said, how long ago was it? 3 years ago you graduated from college?
2016, so oh my gosh, I should know this. My degree doesn't even say it. I think it was 2016.
I graduated 2005. 2005.
2013.
So 15 years ago.
2005, I just started high school.
No.
I'm sorry.
2007,
2005.
we graduated.
Yeah, but I actually graduated. High school in 05.
Oh yeah.
All these rich kids are watching right
Dicks,
now, and they're like, "Oh,
I was born in 2005.
Okay, boomers.
For real.
right." Oh, one of them said that to me once on Instagram. I was like, "I've reached that level now, huh?"
Yeah. Also, we're not talking high school. We're talking college graduation. So for high school, it's even longer ago. 1999.
That's you?
That's me.
Yo, you old as dirt.
I graduated elementary school in 2000. So, all right.
But we reached stage 5 of Jumanji. The murder hornets are here from Asia.
Somebody finish this game, please.
Right? Where's Robin Williams, man? We gotta find this man.
Cue the drums.
Aw, poor Robin. R.I.P. So yeah, hopefully there's no stampedes coming out, or I don't know. The Rock could come out. That's fine.
So supposedly these hornets are like the size of like pretty much your middle finger to your palm.
No, like they said, is this your palm?
Yeah.
That's still gigantic.
That's
if I see
huge.
that flying around,
It
So
is.
it's the size of my forehead.
But apparently there's also like
Wow.
fake pictures going around. They're like, some of them are fake, and I heard they've been around since 2016. So I think the media is just like, oh, you scared? Let me show you scared, and they're just like putting
Yes.
random things out.
I
Adding
saw
more
this
fire
tweet,
to the
and
fuel.
it was like God, when 2020 starts, give them more, and then it's like coming. I said, give them more. They're just like, all right.
no more, God, please,
No
no
more.
more.
Please.
Yo, it's so crazy because this winter was so nice and we didn't have bad storms, whatever. Like, God was just like, all right, I'm gonna be easy on them since, this year's gonna be hell. Now we got a blizzard coming. Like,
yeah,
what is
in
that?
May. Like, what is that?
Jeez.
But there's some beautiful things that are happening around the
There
world,
are, definitely.
besides the bad things. I guess, families are spending a lot more time with each other. So a brand new rekindling of love has been
Hopefully.
happening around, hopefully, right? So, there's some positive what's happening, but there's a lot of, negative stuff. But that's when we as a people of God, that's when we need to come out, and be that light in this dark
Yep.
situation. So, shows like this, right? This is shows like this is our opportunity to be light in this dark times,
You good?
Coronavirus.
Good.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man. So, it's always good things.
Yep.
Bridge at 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. The Bridge has been going on. Every week we have a Bridge at 20 segment. We have actually something from the year 2014. Billy, would you like to share what happened in the year 2014?
So we don't do this event anymore, but we did a couple of them, and we call them BYMC Solo. So you guys all know BYMC. It's the big retreat we do every year. We go away to Pennsylvania, and we're there for a whole weekend. Well, BYMC Solo is BYMC, but compressed down into one single day. We do everything on a Saturday from start to finish. There are mini teachings. There's food. There's games. There's activities. There's small groups. And in 2014, we did a BYMC Solo, and it was based on the theme for the retreat for that year, because the retreat, the big BYMC, was only about a month before. So we did that. We did BYMC, and then about a month later, we did a BYMC Solo. And we talked a little bit more about the same topic. And there's images on the screen right now from that event. So it was big. It was in the Liberty, so it was in Elizabeth. I think we only charged for the meals, so it was a lot cheaper. Some people here were teaching. Rangeli was teaching that one. Rangeli, do you remember what you were talking about?
Yes and no. I know it was mostly like about sin and stuff like that, because I remember that one post that you actually posted up. Basically, when you sin, it's not only against yourself, as you're sinning against God and stuff.
Yeah, so it was Good Friday. It was April 18th of 2014. It was Good Friday. So we did talk about how God is greater than our sin and stuff like that. But it was a really cool event. It was almost like kind of like TED Talks from what I remember. It was a lot of small.
Yeah, they were small.
Yeah, little small teachings. We had 4 or 5 of them. They were actually really good. They were right to the point. No one got bored with them. And there was games. There was all kinds of stuff. It was a fun event. And so in 2014, 6 years ago, actually just past 6 years ago, was the anniversary, April 18th, we did BYMC Solo, a one-day retreat in Elizabeth, and it was a lot of fun, and that's what your Bridge at 20 is for this year from 6 years ago. So I guess in the comments, let us know. Elliot's in the comments there. He was one of our, I think he was the MC for that day, if I remember correctly.
That's my boy, Elliot.
Yeah. So,
birthday's coming up. Happy birthday to you, Elliot. It's coming up.
Shout out to Elliot.
And shout outs to the Lord and Savior Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus being Jesus.
Jesus dressed as Jesus.
That is so funny. That's awesome, man. So Bridge at 20. So that's what we have for this week. That's
So
good.
let us know in the comments if you would like to have another one-day retreat at some point in the future. Maybe we can make that something like that happen. Who knows?
Those
A
are
lot
really
of-
dope because a lot of people
Yeah.
who weren't able to go to BYMC would be able to go to that.
A lot of kids commented too on the post on Instagram saying that they really liked them. Like there
You
was
know,
a lot
like,
of positive.
yeah, I think that the pro in having a one-day retreat is, as Leslie mentioned, it's like, it's a lot cheaper. So that means those who, couldn't really afford to go to the main BYMC can get a little taste of what pretty much what we talked about in the main BYMC. So that's a good thing. Who knows, man? Maybe we'll think about it. Right now, our number one objective is BYMC 2020, and once that pops off, which is going to happen this year, we're going to be moving on to 2021, and who knows, maybe we'll have a BYMC solo just for you guys. But yeah, man. But today we want to talk about, we're speaking earlier about, the Obama, my boy. I love you, Obama. I love you.
That's my
If you're
president.
Yeah,
if you're watching this right now,
we love
I
you.
wanna say we love you.
Yo, I have to say, I don't get starstruck. Like I've seen stars in I've seen famous people in my life. I've seen multiple famous like athletes. I remember one time
Wrestlers.
like right like I've seen a lot of people. I remember one time I was in Dallas for BYMC for a youth conference, and we were in a mall, and literally Des Bryant, wide receiver, freaking superstar from the Cowboys, walked right past me, and I just said, "What's up, Des?" And I just kept on moving, like I wasn't phased. 'Cause I'm not that phased about famous people.
That's because he was on the Cowboys.
But there are three people. There's three people that if I ever see them in real life, I think I'll probably faint.
Oh, I think I already know one of them.
Number one, Stone Cold Steve Austin. If I see Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'll be like, boom, I'll faint. Number two, actually, there's four people. Number two is Amelia Clark, which was Khaleesi.
Oh, yeah,
Jones.
yeah.
I knew it. That's the one that came to my mind.
I will bend the knee, and I'm here to serve you guys. And Jon Snow, Kit Harington. If I were to see him, I'll be like, wow, that's my boy.
I thought you were gonna say like
That's
Kim
my
Walker
king.
or Brooke or something. That's my king. That's my king.
That's my king from this day to the end of this. I'll bend on knee, the king of the north.
You'd be
But
like, what?
if I ever see Barack Obama in real life, that would be amazing, man. That's my boy. And we were talking about him because the reason why we brought him up in the news, and the reason why he's in the news right now, besides being one of the greatest presidents ever, is that he's doing a speech. He's going to have a virtual graduation, for the seniors who, unfortunately, because of what's happening, are unable to graduate this year. And you think about that, it's a little sad, it's like, a lot of these kids, they worked all their lives to kind of like do what they have to do so they could graduate high school. And, at the moment they're like not able to do so, but they were able to have something good happen to them. Like to have the former president of the United States give a speech at your graduation. I know it's old news for you. Been there, done that for Christina, but excuse me, Rutgers.
He probably spit on her. Like she saw has like,
Listen,
oh my God, he spit on me.
I was blessed. I was very thankful.
But some of these people are gonna have something, at least they have Obama. But we're talking about education here and the importance of school. I know a lot of you kids that are watching this video, you're still in the middle of school. You're still working through the fourth marking period. Is it the fourth, or are we in the third still?
We're in the fourth.
4th May.
Yeah. So they're in the fourth marking period, and I know you're waking up every morning and you're leaning over to your laptop that's probably right next to your bed, and you're wondering, why do I have to go to school? Like, what is the point of me going in, logging in, and making sure I get this work done? The reality is, man, we're going to talk about today is the importance of education, the importance of of teaching yourself, the importance of developing wisdom, the importance of developing knowledge, and why is this so beneficial? Trust me, you are speaking to the king of the person who hates school. I
Yeah.
I
I second that.
Yeah, I don't like school. I never
Sure.
liked school, but the times I was in school, I understood the value of it. I ended up learning the value of school later in my life, which is why I'm trying to, explain to you guys the value of it now so you guys can make doper and better situations happen for you. But the value of school is extremely important. The value of not only school, but just education, period. Just learning something, becoming, teaching yourself something, teaching yourself a skill, teaching yourself, some knowledge. Not everybody's meant to go to college. Not everybody's meant to graduate, with a master's degrees, but everybody's meant to learn and everybody's meant to acquire knowledge so that they can be fruitful to this earth. And like, like it's extremely important. But before we get to there, I just want to ask you guys, the panel, you know, why is learning and education so important?
I just think that life is all about growing, man. Whether that's work related, whether that's your personal goals, whether that's like your attitudes, anything. You should be. If you're not growing, you're going backwards. Basically, like you can't stand still. If you're not trying to improve yourself, if you're not trying to get your mind right, your heart right, it's in general, it's about growing.
I think for me, it just goes with that saying, knowledge is power. It's like the more you know, it's like the better for you in the long run, for your life and your career, life in general. The more you know, the is better. So it's important to educate yourself in all matters, school related or just life.
I know for me, education was super important because my family just didn't have the opportunity to get it. So, from my dad's side of the family, I was actually the first one to graduate college, and my sister will be the first to get her master's on my dad's side of the family, and that was something that was so important to my parents to give us because like my dad and his family just didn't have it. So it was like, we don't want you to feel like if you don't, like their mentality was, if this isn't for you, fine, you're going to be successful because you're going to work hard and you're going to learn the ethics of working hard. But we never wanted to not be available to you. And like knowing that, me and my sister were like, okay, we're going to make this a priority. So
I mean, Billy, you're a teacher. You're literally in the teaching field. Why is it so important when your students walk into your classroom? Besides, because you're their teacher and you want them to be good, but why is it so important for them to absorb everything that you're teaching, everything their English teacher is teaching, the math teacher's teaching, history teacher's teaching? Why is it so important for them?
Well, I mean, when you're in elementary, middle school, you're learning a lot of the basics of how things work, how the world works in science class, and how to do like your basic math kind of stuff in math class, and how to think and how to communicate your thoughts in language arts. So like when you're in the younger grades, it's especially important because you're learning basic skills that you're going to be using throughout your entire life. Maybe not in that particular like field of study, but I mean the skills you learn then are going to be used in all kinds of areas going forward. And then when you get to high school, you're going to be learning a lot more intense topics and things like that that will help you focus and figure out where you want to go, and what you want to do with your life. So I mean, taking your studies seriously is important just because it's going to help you to grow as a person, not just to pass a test, but to become a better you in the long run, especially in the early years.
yeah, I think that's really important too. Like just coming from someone who grew up in like a very sheltered environment. And I know like a lot of the bridge kids might be able to relate, especially when you grow up with like immigrant parents. You kind of grow up around your culture all the time. If there's one thing that I gained more than education when I went to college, it was that I learned about so many different communities. Like I was involved in so many different groups. I actually minored in Africana studies, and like just being in a place like in a university where there were so many kids like a very sheltered environment.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was like, did I just hear myself? It really opens up your mind to so much. Like there's something so different about going to school that like you're just not going to get at home or, you know, with just your friends. Like it's more than just education.
And pretty much basic knowledge is extremely important. You know, like learning how to read. You know, your whole life you're gonna have to read. You know, like I'm serious.
Know how to read, yo.
Listen, you know, my wife's a teacher, and she'll tell you, man. There's situations that there's kids that come from other countries, you know, that only know how to speak Spanish. That literally their whole life was collecting leña, collecting wood to like warm up the fire. That's their life. So for them, school is like, what is that? When they went to America for a better life and they went to school for the first time in their entire life, they don't even know how to read and write in Spanish in their own language. You know, so for them to try to learn that in English as well is extremely difficult. But it's extremely important to do your best to learn because, you know, in life, when you're driving your car, you need to be able to read signs. When you're going shopping, you need to be able to read what are you buying. You need to, sorry, it says pork is beef. When you're going shopping, you need to be able to mathematically calculate how much you're spending when you're doing all this stuff. When you're working, imagine somebody who's working so hard, getting paid and don't know how to do math. I could say, look, here's $2. And so that's $200. And the guy's like, okay, thank you. Walk away because you haven't done math, because you're not focusing, you're not paying attention. And I know it may seem extreme what I'm trying to say, but if you break it down to what you're going through, what you guys are going through, all right, maybe you know how to read, maybe you know how to do basic math and stuff like that. But you know, like learning history and learning what other people did wrong so you don't make those same type of mistakes. You know, like those, like school is extremely important, you know, and learning is extremely important. You know, I think there's three basic I'm definitely like not saying this correctly, but there are three types of education, right? There is knowledge, intellect, and wisdom, right? Knowledge, intellect, wisdom, right? Christina, what is knowledge?
Oh dang! Why did you?
Oh no! Now, I bet me and Jelly are just freaking out. Like, all right,
like, which word?
Are we gonna get
which word am I gonna
get?
get?
Okay.
Let me Google real quick.
So to me, then I hope this is right. Yeah. Knowledge is just like information. It's the act of knowing about something or things, or it's just like facts, information. There's nothing tied to it. It's just like, I read this book, I gained this knowledge.
Okay, that was a good one. Very good. Leslie, what is intellect?
Oh my God, I just Googled it. The faculty of reasoning and understanding objectively, especially with regard to abstract or academic matters. I don't even know what that means, so I obviously don't have intellect. Understanding of mental powers, intellectual. I don't know, intellectual.
Let me Google.
You know what intellect means is Elon Musk naming his kid. That's intellect.
Intellect is when Jimmy Neutron's brain tries really hard to fire up and around, and he's like,
yeah, you see all the science thingies.
Really, what's intellect? Save that, Leslie, real quick.
Please.
Well, I mean, I think intellect, it's your ability to process information. So if knowledge is like getting information, like intellect is knowing how to process and analyze that information and store it in your brain. So that you can make sense out of it.
Who fact checks Billy now?
Nobody. He just knows.
We just have to believe what he says.
See, Billy, if you were to cut Billy open, there's no blood. There's computer wires because he's just a robot that's genius. He's a smart man.
It's just battery juice.
All right, and then Bebe, Jelly, what is wisdom?
I think wisdom is like when you say somebody has wisdom, it's like they know from experience type of thing. So I want to say it's like experience on a certain subject. Like, oh, that man has a lot of wisdom when it comes to like love, or that man has a lot of wisdom in sports and stuff like that. It's just something that somebody has gone through, like past experience that they've gained knowledge about. So that gives them wisdom about that certain subject.
Perfect, man. So for me, when I was in college, I actually wrote a paper about the difference between intellect, wisdom, and knowledge. And it was definitely one of the best papers I ever wrote in school. I was very
The
proud
only
of it.
one.
The only good paper I ever wrote in school, ever. And the way I broke it down is I took an iPad, right? And I used an iPad as a way to break it down. For those, young kids that are watching this and don't know what an iPad is, back in the day, we used to have what it was kind of looked like an iPhone, but it literally, instead of having an entire computer inside the device where you could go to the internet, text people, call people, all that good stuff, we used to have, it used to literally just be a place to store music. That's it. You only upload music into that device and you're able to listen to music while you drive. I
Oh,
said iPad, right?
That's an
iPod.
iPod.
That's why I was like,
iPod.
I was like, what?
iPod, an iPod. An iPod is literally a place where you're able to store music. So the way I broke it down in the paper is that intellect is how much music you could store. So like if you buy an iPod, if it was a 6 gigabyte iPod, that means that it could store 6 gigabytes of music. Knowledge is the music that you store in it, what you learn, what you know, what is stored inside your iPod. And wisdom is knowing the right song to play at the right moment. That was wisdom.
That's cool.
That was very good.
Wow, look at you.
That was very wisdomous.
With the
My teacher was like, "Oh my gosh," she was sweating me. I was like, "Yeah."
Can I keep this?
Yeah, I've always heard and thought. I mean, it's along the same lines that wisdom is knowing how to apply your knowledge, like when to use it, when the situation asks for a certain thing, you know how to take everything you've learned before, and then apply that so that the best possible outcome comes in that situation.
Exactly. Wisdom is using what you learn the right way. You could be the smartest person on earth. You guys ever heard the saying of a bookworm who is like, for example, I don't know if it's true, but I think I read an article about Ivan Einstein, one of the smartest humans that ever walked earth. For He didn't know how to get to his house. His brain didn't work that way at one point because he was just like, I don't know. But he said that I read an article saying that he was kind of like got lost going towards his own house.
Einstein?
Einstein.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know
His
if that's
brain was
true,
like, I don't need this anymore, so.
but I'll tell you one thing. I could solve any calculus equation in high school, but I could not tell you how I got home on the bus every day. So I had no idea like how to get home from high school. So who knows? Like maybe your brain just doesn't.
But education is extremely important, and I know that it's hard sometimes. Sometimes maybe you love, like, and I'm talking to you, youth that are watching this. Maybe you long to learn. You long to do good in school, right? I mean, you want to make mom proud. You want to make dad proud. You wanna be able to be successful, and you want to learn how to conquer school, and it may come hard to you. Listen, man, there's always tutoring. There's always so many programs out there that you can do to become better at what you do. If you're struggling with school, make sure you look for the help. If you love school and you and all you do is school, and you do good at school, look at that person around you, your close friends that may be struggling, and hit them up. Say, "Oh, let me help you. I can help you with this," and better them. Because in the end of the day, school is extremely important. In order for trust me, I'm not saying that in order for you to be successful in life, you need to do good in school. There's many examples of people who never completed school at all, and they're extremely successful. But you want to be able to get a head start in your success in life. And the best way you get your head start in success in life, to be that life that God create, that God, would love for you to have, you know, get some schooling, learn something, make sure you are preparing yourselves for the future when you become an adult. And it's extremely important to seek knowledge, to expand your intellect, and to use wisdom the right way. And which takes us to the book of Proverbs. For those who ever want to know the importance of wisdom, anytime you ever want to learn the importance of wisdom and what wisdom is and the importance of it, the book of Proverbs is the best place to go.
Yep.
The book of Proverbs was written by King Solomon. King Solomon was the wisest man in the Bible. He was the son of David. Was this his first son? Yeah, right.
He was the son with the Bathsheba.
Yeah, but that was his first son, though, right? Because he's, I'm assuming because he took the throne after David died, right?
I don't know if he was his first son.
Well, he was the rightful son. Yeah, Billy knows.
I mean, if he took the throne, it would probably make sense that he was the firstborn. Otherwise, it would have gone to someone else.
Billy doesn't know either.
So,
but Proverbs is great. Like if Bible reading is new to the kids, like that's definitely one cool thing to read.
Let me tell you something.
Day. And it has literally 31 chapters. How many days are in a month? You read one a day.
Boom. You bring out Proverbs.
His firstborn was Amnon, and Solomon had him executed.
So. Yeah, because Amnon was the one that
Oh yes, he was acting up bad.
Yeah, yeah, he was acting up.
Read it, ladies and gentlemen, in the Bible, and you'll know what we're talking about. So, King Solomon, when he became the king of Israel, the Lord asked him, "Yo, what do you want? I can give you anything you want. You want riches? Boom, I give it to you. You want strength? I'll give it to you. You want power? I'll give it to you." And then, Christina, what was it that Solomon wanted, and why was that so important?
So instead of Solomon asking for all the money in the world, all the cars in the world, he said, "Give your servant therefore an understanding mind to govern your people, that I may discern between good and evil, for who is able to govern this, your great people." So what that kind of means is give me wisdom, basically, so that I can rule the people that I'm in charge of, because who at this moment can tell them what's good and what's bad? Like, who has that knowledge? Yep. And God was pleased that he asked this and said,
he was like, "What?"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, where you don't want $1 million?" He was like, because you have asked this and have not asked for yourself long life. He didn't ask for to be alive for 3,000 years or riches or the life of your enemies, but you've asked for yourself understanding to discern, like to be able to tell what is right. Behold, I now do according to your word. So I'll give you that wisdom. And after he said, "Behold, I give you a wise and discerning mind, so that none like you has been before you and none shall arise like that after you." Like basically you're going to be the wisest man ever.
Period.
I'll also give you what you have not asked, both riches and honors. So right. He was like, "Yo, you asked me a wise question. I'm going to make you wiser. I'm going to make you richer. And I'm going to give you."
Look at God.
Like, what?
Look at God.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he didn't ask for like what would come to mind, right? Like, how there's always that question, if you could have 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Solomon wasn't like, "Oh, I wish to live forever, have $1 million and, right. whatever else I want." He literally said, "Let me be able to rule these people with integrity and give me the wisdom to be able to say, hey, this isn't right, but this is because God told me." So. Right.
And that goes to show that he already had wisdom too, and it just reminds me of like the word says, like, if you're trusted with a little bit, you'll be trusted with much. So for him to even ask for more wisdom, it shows that he was already wisdom, and he knows that all the riches in the world is not going to be good if he doesn't know how to manage it. Like you could have everything, own everything, and if you don't have that wisdom, it's
facts.
Waste.
If he had asked for all the money in the world, we all know he would die immediately. So. Yeah.
Going back to wisdom, like how if you guys can say, how can it, like if our youth of today can apply wisdom in their life, the benefits that they will have in everything. Give examples of if they were just to apply wisdom into the daily decisions that they do, the daily things that they do, how can they have such a different, better life?
I mean, you said it right there, your decisions. Like literally every single choice that you make should be made with wisdom. The people you hang out with, the places you go, like if you see, okay, a certain friend of yours, look at their life, look at how it is. Like, is that somebody that you should be hanging out with? Should you go out to the park right now, or should you go and finish your homework? Should you just submit your homework, or should you go on TikTok for 5 hours? Like every decision that you make will lead you to a certain life. So it's either you make this wrong decision, it's going to keep taking you somewhere else that is not gonna have a good result. So you keep making these choices with wisdom, and you're gonna have this long, rich life like he gave Solomon.
Rangeli, when was a time in your life as a youth, just figuring out God, right? Because you grew up in high school, in middle school, trying to follow God, where was situations where you look back and say, man, I thank God that I used wisdom?
Man, there's a lot of times because all my bridge kids can attest, especially the student volunteers, that when you're a bridge kid and you're just learning and you're going through school, middle school, especially high school, things could be a little hard and stuff like that because your friends, and then what the culture is doing and stuff like that. But I think one moment was there was a situation, and I remember this thing like it was yesterday. There was a situation in school where one of my friends I got into a little problem, and they were gonna retaliate. And then this was like one of my best friends, and I remember to this day they were gonna do something bad. They were gonna try to jump this kid and stuff like that. They were gonna get into this big brawl, and for whatever reason, like there's a bunch of little bridge kids, bridge junior kids that are walking around, and like automatically like it's just him. I'm like, what the heck am I about to do? It was like it just like I just used that wisdom, and I was like, well, I became that nah chill boy. That's where it all pretty much started. So I used that nah chill, and I said I shouldn't be doing this. So I used my wisdom at that moment. I said like the kids, they reminded me, and like I shouldn't be doing this kind of thing.
Yeah. When you acquire wisdom into your life, you're able to make better decisions. You're able to discern, what is the definition of discern, ladies and gentlemen?
Discernment.
Oh, you're really killing me today with these definitions.
Oh, I thought you asked how to say it.
Discernment, I think.
Go ahead.
I think it's just being able to get that spiritual feeling like, is this really what God wants for me, or is this something wrong? Like I shouldn't be doing this. Like you get that feeling. I don't want to say it's just a feeling, because it's more than that. It's like if you have the Holy Spirit kind of like telling you like, hey, that's not where you should be going right now.
Right.
That's not where God wants you to go. You kind of listen to that and you're like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be doing this. You discern between certain situations. You're able to tell which situations you should really be in and which ones you shouldn't.
Right.
Exactly. So when you acquire knowledge and when you expand your intellect and you're developing wisdom, and you align all that to what it's God's heart, you're able to make a lot better choices in your life. You're able to choose your best relationships. You're able to realize what boy or girlfriend is good for you. You're able to realize what good friends, what are bad friends. You're able to realize, that when you go through hard times, that, you're able to realize that God is able to take you through all these situations. And it's one of those things where, like, I extremely encourage you guys, man, not only to focus on school, make sure you do a good job in school, because if you want that big house, if you want that cool car, and all that good stuff, man, you got to go to school. Either you go to college or you go to a tech school, or if you have a passion about something, you become great at it, and that comes with learning about it even more. So you're able to do that. But when it comes to using wisdom, to choosing the right wrong, to being to being able to
Be
see,
disciplined. Yeah.
to be disciplined, to realize what is the right thing and the wrong thing. Let me tell you something. Me personally, I have a lot of knowledge. My intellect is a little soft, right? But I take a lot of pride in, and I think I made a lot of wise decisions in my life, and that has gotten me to the places that I am at. Okay. So, one of the greatest examples of a person who uses not only her intellect, uses her knowledge, and one of the wisest kids that I've ever met, who has a special part in my personally heart. She is, according to my wife, like her daughter. So that means that she's my daughter too, which I love with all my heart, is one of our student leaders who honestly has the potential to literally take over the entire world. Literally a giant piece of my heart, which is going to be our special guest tonight. Her name is Pamela.
Hammett.
Welcome.
Hey, Pammy.
What's up? How
Talking
are
here.
you?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
It's good to
How are you
have you
guys?
here. Very good, man. We love you very much. How's it going? Good?
Yeah, everything's good.
How you holding out in this during this whole time of quarantine and doing school from home?
We're doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm just trying to keep busy doing work and just talking to my family more.
It's good, right?
The usual.
Today I learned that I have a sister.
Sometimes.
There's
My
this lady
house.
that screams in the house. Apparently, she's my mother. Yeah.
That's good. And everything has been going well for you and all that stuff when it comes to like
Yeah.
schooling and stuff. So,
Yeah, everything's going very.
well, thank you for coming on to the show. You know, you're our latest guest, and it's an honor to have you here representing the Bridge North Elizabeth. How much do you love Bridge North Elizabeth? What is your latest memory and your earliest memory of Bridge North Elizabeth?
My earliest memory of Bridge North Elizabeth. Oh my God. Um, I mean, I remember like when we were first transferred there, it was like kind of weird, like getting used to it. It was a new school. I hadn't been to Bridge North Elizabeth yet. I was at Bridge. Um, it was like 18 when 18 was first day. That's where I first started.
And that's it,
And
North
then I was
Elizabeth, just so you know.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Original.
used
The
to be
original
yeah.
North Elizabeth.
Oh wait,
That's
that's the original, I guess.
North Elizabeth.
So that's my earliest, I guess, memory of North Elizabeth. Um, so I remember like when we were invited there, it was like we would sat with Lori at the front, like outside the gym, and we just talked about like anything and everything. We like painting our nails. Niobe was there. We were just talking. That's my earliest. And then I guess my latest was recently, like the very last bridge that we had before all of this happened. Um, in Bridge North Elizabeth, I started kind of taking a little bit more responsibility, at least with like the administration part of it. So I guess like that's like my like latest
Awesome.
memories of it.
Well, thank you for like coming here and you when we have a special video to show that represents you. A great big announcement that I know that when my wife found out through text message, she was so happy and so proud. Um, Billy, I think you have it on standby, right, boss?
Oh jeez.
Yes, I do.
Whenever you're ready, let's play it.
Hi everybody, my name is Pam and I am a student leader at Bridge North Elizabeth, and this morning I got a request from Leslie telling me to make a video talking about NGIT, my scholarship, and unicorn. So I want to fulfill her request. Here we go. I will be attending NGIT in the fall. I actually got a full scholarship. I got a full ride to be able to attend the university, and I am so thankful to God for providing me this opportunity. I am going to be working towards a biomedical engineering major. And unicorns. Did you know that a unicorn horn is called an alicorn? And if you did know that, another fact is that Genghis Khan, who was one of the leaders of the Mongol Empire, he didn't conquer India because on his way there with his troops, he allegedly saw a unicorn that bowed down to him, and he believed that that was a sign, so he turned the troops around and didn't conquer India. Did I do a good job, Leslie?
Hey.
So, Pam, you're going to NJIT.
Yeah, I am.
Billy knows that's a good school, right, Bill?
I've heard of it. Right there. I spent
Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you. I was just watching it. We're watching on delay, so I just got to the unicorns part. You're so funny.
Congratulations.
I mean, you told me.
All
You
right.
guys.
What?
We're so proud of you.
Girl.
And that's amazing to go to school for free. I'm still paying student loans for 52 credits.
And that wasn't her only choice. Like she had to pick. You got accepted to how many colleges?
6.
Wow.
I only got accepted to UCC.
Me too.
I couldn't even afford to apply to 6 colleges.
UCC didn't even want me out of beg.
Pam was like, you get a scholarship, you get a scholarship.
I wish that I got a scholarship to go. I was on the plan of work 3 jobs and pay for it myself to go to school.
I feel your pain.
Yeah, although it was, I think, about half the price when I was there compared to what it's going to cost you now.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
But extremely proud of you, man, and great and good job. You know, we were just you're probably catching up on the show, and we were talking about the importance of education, the importance of schooling, and why school is so important. I mean, for someone who took school extremely seriously, why is that so important to you? Why is going to school so important to you? And what advice you give to others who are contemplating if school is important or not?
Well, I mean, at school is like Lily said, it's like where you learn your basic information and things that like are, you may think that they're not useful at the time while you're learning them, but you never know when you're going to use them in life. And I think it's extremely important to be educated because you also don't want to be caught off guard if it ever comes to a point where like you need to have education about something and you don't. And I think it's important to pursue an education, even if you're doubtful about it, to be prepared because you never know what happens. And if there's anyone out there that's like on the fence on whether they should get an education or not, I guess, you know, of course, like an education is not everything, but it is extremely important, especially in times like today, where literally having an education is like key for a lot of things, especially in this country. So I recommend, you know, pursuing some form of education.
Yeah. I mean, even if you are the greatest basketball player in your middle school, the greatest baseball player in high school,
and JIT doesn't have those.
Football player. No, I know that. You guys thinking athletes. Only Rutgers, New York, and Rutgers North is the only sports. Oh,
well, actually, we had a good basketball team a couple of years ago, from what I read in the news. But other than that, we NJIT Highlanders are not known for their athletic prowess.
Highlanders? What kind of mascot is that? Highlanders. Isn't that a Toyota?
It's a Scottish. It's a Scottish warrior.
It's definitely a car. But
it's a great movie from the 1980s.
Is it about hiking?
It's about an immortal Scottish warrior.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, like you could be the greatest athlete in the world. In order for you to go to these universities, to go to school for like Duke, or to go to school to like Kansas and all that stuff, you need to graduate high school in order to even be able to go to these schools. You know, so schooling is extremely important. Learning how to read, write, and all that good stuff. Paying attention to what the teacher's trying to say. Listen, I know the teacher might be corny at times. The things might be a little bit silly, but it's extremely important to go to school.
And you know what? Even if you do play sports, like for a lot of our Bridge kids, I know that they rely heavily on that for their future. When you're in college, playing for those teams, you still have to maintain a GPA. And what a lot of people don't know is when you join the NBA, they make you take finance classes because back in the day, they had NBA players going broke because they came from broken communities and they had no money management skills. They would make all these millions of dollars and they would lose it. Like they would literally be just like as regular schmegular as all of us, like even though they were NBA stars. So it's really important to know that even if that's the path you go, you need to have education. If you want to be an artist, even if you want to be a musician, guess what? You need to know how to read contracts. You need to know how to have an accountant, a lawyer, all of that stuff. So education is important even if you don't want to take the school route. Like you still need to be wise about all of those things.
Exactly. So, Kirsten, so Pam, we got a couple questions for you. All right. Question starting with me is your sixth grade year. My goodness, I can't speak, yo. You were my wife Lori's student, and actually her first year ever teaching. You were her student, her first year ever teaching. So you were the first time she ever taught. You were her student. How was my wife Lori as a teacher?
Ooh.
Ten cuidado because she's watching right now.
I've told this story before. I don't know if like all of you know it, but at first, when I first met Lori, I was supposed to be in another class. I wasn't even supposed to be in her class. And I walked in and she was yelling at the class. And I immediately became terrified of her. I was terrified of Lori. I was new. I didn't know anybody. And, I mean, later on, I figured out that it was just that my class was terrible. But, like 2 days later, I mean, I love Lori. She's been such an important part of my life. And having her as a teacher was amazing. And she introduced me to Bridge. So it was great.
Thank God for Lori.
Remember last week we were talking about thankfulness and how, you're grateful for somebody. Lori's watching the show right now. Anything you want to tell her?
Yeah, I'm so thankful that God put you in my life, Lori, because without meeting you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, God knows where I would be if I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to have you as a teacher and learn from you and have your invitation to Bridge. So thank you so much for all of that and just for being there for me, like, always.
Mm-hmm. Look at God. Look at God.
Word. He placed you in that classroom. He was like, "Here, I'm gonna make this happen."
He looked at your schedule. He's like, "Whoa, no, you got to be in this class."
That's awesome. All right, Christina, you want to ask your question?
Yes, and I'm actually going to change my question. Oh my God, don't hate me. But I was going to ask you what your favorite thing about Bridge was, and we're going to scratch that question because we're on the topic of like wisdom and learning. So my question for you is, what is one of the most important things that Bridge ever taught you?
One of the most important, whoa. I mean, through the Bridge, I've learned a lot about unity.
Wow.
And like being comfortable and being able to be open with people because you know that they have your back and that God places certain people in your life and that everybody in your life has a purpose. And like it's amazing how like united we are at Bridge, which is ironic, like the whole Bridge United thing. But but it's like I'm really glad, that I have all of you. And I've learned that it's important to like thank God and also to just be surrounded by people that are also followers of God that just like you and help you and walk with you in this journey.
What's up? By the way, Lori just texted me, said that you made her cry. But okay. Leslie,
yes,
you're next.
My turn. So my question for you, Pammy, if you could go back in time, freshman year, yesterday, a year ago, 6th grade, as a kid, whatever, what is something you wish you knew, or what advice would you give yourself? It doesn't have to be school related. If you want to, it can be, but what's something you would tell yourself?
I would tell myself to not be so hard on myself. Wow. Because I tend to like forget I'm human sometimes, and I am way too like I stress myself so much.
Yes.
And yeah. And I've learned lately that that's not healthy, one, and also that like I can't expect so much from myself because it's like there's only so much I can do. And if I could go back, I would tell myself to like enjoy things better, like go like enjoy things more, go with the flow, and just like be more caring of yourself.
Make sure you tell that to yourself every day when you're in college in engineering.
Yes.
Because if somebody asked me that piece of advice to go back to my college self, you like took it right out of my mouth. Like, make sure when you're in school and you're like, I hate physics, that you're like, but I love myself. I'm not hard on myself.
It's all about balance. So continue to work hard. Just don't kill yourself doing it.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right, Ranjeli, what's your question?
So my question is, it's very unfortunate that, this is happening with the quarantine and schools closed. But this being your senior year, what is something you were really looking forward to?
Before we go there, I just want to say that Pam is like almost top of her class. From my understanding.
No, she is.
From my understanding, it was her and some other guy, right?
Yeah.
So it was like neck and neck to be valedictorian. So being valedictorian, right? I'm saying it correctly?
Yeah.
So to be valedictorian, like where I'm from, where I live right now, currently in Rosa
There's no
Park,
letters there. He's just saying the sound. Valedictorian.
Like to be like I was valedictorian in my class, but it was a class of 100 when I was in military school. There's a class of 100. You know what I mean? To be valedictorian in Elizabeth High School, where there are hundreds upon hundreds of seniors, that is a gigantic feat, which is something that I'm extremely proud of. So to continue with Rangeli's question, I just want everybody to know that. All right. My wife taught the valedictorian of 2020.
Oh, I can't.
The Valorian. Angeli, ask your question again.
This being your senior year and being unfortunate that you can't be at school, what is something that you were really looking forward to in your senior year?
I mean, I'm pretty sure like every senior, I was really looking forward to my graduation, which is, you know, it's really sad that we don't get to have that moment. You know, it's like such a special stamp in life, and not being able to have that is sad. But I'm trying to like not focus on that and trying to look at a positive outlook rather than, you know, just focusing on that aspect.
Yeah. We're proud of you and we love you, and we're going to throw the biggest party for you and all the seniors of this year. And any senior that's watching this, all right, we're going to throw something really, really big for you guys at the Liberty. We're going to talk to Pastor Carlos, who loves you guys with a passion. And like, we're going to
PC doesn't know, but we're going to do a blowout.
PC, you're probably, Pastor Carlos, you're probably watching this right now and you don't even know, but we're going to be throwing a big... okay?
That's like when you're like, Mom, Dad, listen, this house is gonna be full of kids soon.
We do have we have some questions from the chat if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So actually, first before I do that, we have a lot of people are congratulating you on going to NJIT. Vanessa, JC, Angie, Samantha Nee from is in there too. Valerie, everyone's congratulating you. So we have 3 questions. So it says,
Thank
Pam, what do you want to do with a biomedical engineering degree?
I want to focus more on the prosthetics side of it, because my grandfather, he had diabetes and he had to get one of his legs amputated, and I don't know, like I felt like inspired. I know a couple of people actually that have had to get amputated limbs because they suffer from diabetes, and I wish like I could have done something, and through this career I can do it. So that's why I chose that major.
There's gonna be a movie out about.
He's gonna have a
I just totally pictured like a Netflix special of Pam.
So if you saw iRobot,
a young Dominican girl comes to
and you
the
saw
US
like Will Smith with the robotic hands,
yeah,
the person who created that was Pam in the future.
She's right here, guys.
Next question, Billy.
Next one from JC. What are you most excited about going to college? I'll add, besides the brand new gym that NJIT just built last year.
Well, I am certainly excited about that. But I mean, I want to like, I guess meeting new people. Like, I mean, I know like there's a lot of people and a lot of like diversity in high school already, but just like meeting more people, like more like diverse. Also, I mean, just learning. I like learning. I'm that weird teenager. So just learning more and gaining new experiences. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's what's up. That's it with the questions online.
I've got one more.
Okay.
So the last one from Raquel. How did you manage to do all of your homework, still go to Bridge, and participate in all the church events that you've been doing? How'd you do it? What's the secret?
It requires a lot of diligence and also a lot of stressing out. No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
But you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Kidding, but okay.
But I'm not. But I really am not. I just try to like plan my like just distribute everything like accordingly. If I know that I have something coming up, especially like I tried to do things in advance if I could, or if I got an assignment early, I didn't want to like wait until the very last minute to do it, especially like for instance like BYMC. What I would do is that Friday, on any free time at school, I would do my work then. And that way, like when I came home Sunday, I didn't have to worry about homework and just focus and reflect on the weekend, or like have very little to do. And I just try to like create a schedule for myself where like if I know I have a lot to do, I just list it and like try to work on it accordingly. And it's hard to keep track of everything and do everything like um quickly and to keep up with everything, but if you just put effort into it, you can do it.
Awesome. Very proud of you. So we ended up digging up to your Instagram, finding random pictures there that we're going to post up, and you're going to explain to us what was happening there. What was the concept of this picture?
Hi everybody, my name is Pam and I am a student leader at Bridge North Elizabeth.
Hold on one second. The first one is a picture of you with a bunch of other Bridge student leaders with Instagram flower filters on their hair. What's going on?
Snapchat.
That was one day that instead of having regular girls group, we decided to go bowling, and it was really fun. Like we had Michelle and Joanna there, the twins. We had Valerie, Jasley, and just a bunch of like other people and like and other girls, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I love those trips.
Next one is looks like some kind of big conference or concert thing going on here. What was this?
That was planned in 2018.
Say it again.
The weekend. I was Planet Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
2018. That was the weekend that Satan tried us, but God said no.
We almost died.
Yeah. That was one of the like most terrifying but yet fun weekends. It was when we went to Washington, Virginia. Is that area?
Virginia, yeah.
Yeah. And basically it was like a kind of like a BYMC conference, but not really. We learned about God. There was a live band. You know, that weekend was wild. Wild. It's great.
All right, the last question. It's actually three pictures. They're all, kind of all go together. So you have three photos on your Instagram taken, I guess, at the same day. One is a panel, looks like, with the cast of the CW show Arrow. And then you have two pictures, one with Candace Patton, who is one of the CW actors from the Flash show, and another one with Tala Ash, who is from the Legends of Tomorrow show. So you did something with, I guess you're a fan of the CW Arrowverse show. So what's going on with these photos?
I went to the Heroes and Villains Fan Fest that was held here in New Jersey, and I got to meet them and talk to them, and I really like the Arrowverse shows, and I don't know, I just find them really entertaining, and I love them, and I got the opportunity to go this was like a gift that I got for passing grades and getting good grades, and I'm really thankful that I got to have this opportunity because these are actresses that I really like admire and I'd follow, you know. So this was a great opportunity that I got.
Which of the shows is your favorite show?
Don't judge me, but I like Legends of Tomorrow because I like the craziness. Don't get me wrong, I like Flash, but
nobody's judging you, girl.
No, I don't even know any of the shows. So.
Same.
I haven't watched the CW
since Once Upon a Time.
Yes, since Once Upon a Time. That's true.
Well, Pam, thank you. That's it with the pictures, right, boss?
Yep.
So that's so Pam, thank you so much, like for spending time with us. So we always end the day, right? With we end every guest with having them, what is your words to live by? So these are the words that, this is engraved in your heart. What is the words that you live by? Go ahead.
The words I live by are don't focus on the negative. Um, I tend to do that a lot, and I'm trying to work on it because I don't want to be that person that just lives her life with negativity. Instead of focusing on like the bad things, you can use those bad things to learn something, and you can make something good happen out of those bad things. Like every bad thing that happens in your life is happens to teach you something. So don't focus on the negative aspects of that so much.
There you go.
That's
Don't
awesome.
focus on the negative, which is huge, right? So many of us
Take
do
you
it.
far.
It's one of those things, man. Just don't focus on that. Don't focus on the negative. Use them to learn something new. And that's the words by Pam. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's clap it up for Pam.
Thank
Love you
guys
very
for
much.
having me.
Thank you for joining our show. And say goodbye, everybody. You can say goodbye to her.
She should be here every week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Pammy. See you later.
Bye.
All right. So there you go, guys. We have Pam in the show. Love her to death, man. Extremely smart, extremely wise. And we have our weekly challenge. And the weekly challenge for this week, guys, if you are a graduating student who is graduating Elizabeth High School and you want a shout out, send us a video on Instagram, all right, at Bridge Youth, and just say, hey, what's up? I'm so-and-so, graduating class of 2020. We love you. And we'll definitely be able to show it on our next episode. And if you have been accepted to another university or a college, UCC, shout out CCC. That's where I'm from.
Hey, it'll take you places.
Word up. You can't spell success without UCC.
That's right.
Definitely
Get
send
that
us a
Rutgers
video.
finger out of here.
Excuse me.
Christina.
I took all
said-
my summer classes at UCC. All right.
That don't count.
So-
It
That don't count.
Okay.
That wasn't
You're
real.
not faithful to the end. You're not loyal to the. What are they? Do we even have a thing? I don't even know.
You ain't
We're
take
the
UCC
owls.
101.
Yeah.
Hours.
Listen, I still went to the Cranford.
Owls. There you go.
So guys, send us a picture of what school you're going to. Give us a video of anything. Say, hey, what's up? I got accepted to so-and-so. And, we would love to show it out because we want to celebrate you guys. We really, really, really do. And we love you with all of our hearts. Don't forget, Billy, what do we need to make sure that everybody who's watching the video do?
We got to make sure that they all subscribe and follow us on all of the things on the internet.
Ding, ding.
So go to internet.com/bridgeyouth because that's where we are. No, Facebook,
Internet.com.
all of the internet, all of them. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of them. We're there. Everything's always Bridge Youth. Follow us on Spotify, Bridge Youth. Go to bridgeyouth.com. Just go Google Bridge Youth and click on the follow for all the things that come up on there, and then you'll be good to go.
We lit. We popping. Follow us.
And subscribe to us on here because we noticed something that most of you who are watching the show are not subscribed to YouTube. Like 90% of
That's
you.
crazy.
That's whack.
How,
Make sure you hit
will
the
you know?
subscribe button.
And the button.
Yeah,
and
that's
the bells
wild.
and stuff.
Smash it.
Yeah, you guys got to make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, you're hitting the like button so that we can get more people to watch our show. But most importantly, subscribe so that you guys can know whenever we're on, you get that notification and you get to hop on in our show. And listen, man, our number one goal is to be there for you during this time. And we have a lot of cool things that are being planned and worked on in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you tune on. So other than that, guys, we love you with all our hearts. Everybody say goodbye. Peace.
See you next week.
See you guys.
We see you guys next week. Shout out to Jelly for filling in. We love you, man.
Thank you for having me, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.